Right, I've got a bit of a problem with microphone being too sensitive now, but hopefully this will work. So what I want to do is just talk through a level I've been building, which I'm actually really happy with. Um, so I took a look at the levels I was doing before with the Antlions, and those were in caverns. If you check out my previous videos on the channel, you'll see that they're they're all natural structures. So lots of stalagmites, stalactites, icicles, caverns, that type of thing. And that had some limitations to it because the antlion arsenal doesn't have a lot to it. There's grubs, there's acid lions, and regular antlions. That's about it. Maybe antlion webbing, and a few other things. So I kind of figured I need to mix it with some human spaces to make some more interesting gameplay. And I think, having done that, I think I've nailed it quite nicely. So I'm just going to talk through what I've done so far. Instantly, I've just realised you can get onto the roof and just run around the whole level. So I need to put fencing along here to stop it. Trying to put extra goodies around. One of the hard things in Half-Life 2 is adding things to reward exploration without just swamping the player with too much health. I've got to say, I'm not really in danger of dying at all in this map unless I'm actually falling to my death at a certain point. There's not really enough here to challenge or kill me, which is always a tricky one. It's like, I want the player to have fun. It doesn't necessarily have to be difficult. And antlions aren't particularly tough, but it's also no fun throwing 100 antlions at the player. That's just incredibly tedious. So you're just sort of looking for an enjoyable experience, really, rather than too much challenge. Okay, so as we enter here, one of the other things with the antlions that I found is if you spawn 3 of them, they will attack at sort of equal intervals, so you can tell that they spawned precisely 1 second apart because they all come exactly 1 second. So trying to break the antlions up and get them moving in a natural way by putting in a lot of this bric-a-brac and stuff that they have to navigate around really helps to give them a bit more of a natural feel. Now this I was really happy with. We've got these tables at a certain height, and this acid lion antlion worker sort of bobs in and out in between them and stuff like that, and it actually makes quite a nice challenge. It's just the right height for these countertops. They're actually kitchen counters are meant to be in the game. Using some kind of warehouse. I have no idea what this warehouse was or is, but here we are. Yeah, it's quite a fun little game, so I might add more later on. And they pack a wallop when so I might start here and then come back to an environment like this later on and have 2 of them or something like that. It reminds me of Jurassic Park with the 2 kids in the kitchen and the velociraptors, so yeah, kind of fun. Look and feel wise, obviously continue on our Frozen theme, but I really like the way this sort of came together in terms. And I added a few red lights here and there just to give them something. Don't know, just pops out a little bit against the blue. Now there you could see those 2 outlines came together and they felt to me it needs more work. They felt too evenly spaced, if you like, or not really doing their own thing. They both came at me and did exactly the same thing, which is what I want to avoid. So it needs to do a bit more work on this grouping. Currently, so these are modified grubs. As you can see, they've got these little spines on them that a friend of mine made, but the physics is a bit broken at the moment, so if I hit them, they go flying. It's quite fun. I've got a fixed fire. I'll correct it, but yeah, at the moment I'm quite enjoying having them flinging all over the place. And then of course underneath here it's quite fun to put little pickups and stuff like that. So if we come back this way, I've hidden 2 grenades in a thing here. But as I say, it's tricky to do that, not do it too much and overpower the player. So you can see at the moment, even after that battle and stuff, I'm at 99 health. 11 suit power, so doing that. Anyway, so having the human kind of architecture allowed me to put in stuff like this, so some barnacle fun here, and this kind of never ending. I noticed that they drop all the way down to the bottom of the chasm. That's crazy. This was something that I did in Left 4 Dead map recently, having a house where the floor had fallen out on the edge of a cliff on the ocean. So here with ice cliffs, I thought it'd be quite fun to do it again. But obviously add in barnacles just to make it more interesting. And trying to get a nice balance on this, trying to figure out, what's too hard, what's too easy, what's fun. And sort of, if you notice, when that one came down, it grabbed the board and started lifting it, which is taken out from, sorry, this is taken out from the official game. There's a bit when the barnacles come down and grab some boards away from the player. In Freeman Pontifex, actually. But anyway, so, you want to give them a little bit of bric-a-brac to, so you've got some options. So I can use the planks, I can use some grenades, which I've already picked up, as you know. I've also put some more grenades around. Oh, I did, up there. I don't know if they've gone. I might have taken them out, because I'm trying to balance the amount of pickups that I'm leaving in this area. Now, this is annoying. I've no idea why. This jump, for some reason, the player... I'm not even pressing jump and the player jumps too early, so I have no idea. I need to bug or something. But I keep missing it like that. And I'm not sure why. It's frustrating. So I need to figure out... I thought it was because there was sort of physics clutter on the floor, but it isn't, so I don't know what's causing that. It's just not enough of a run-up or something. I don't know, but I'm working around it at the moment, so... There we go. So if you get more of a run up here, you can make the jump, but if you try and go from there with that... So I guess the trick is to take that post out, probably, because that's causing a bit of a problem. A few more bits and bobs hidden in the ceilings along the way, once again. And also, obviously, I'm using the Antlion grubs as a breadcrumb, if you like, to keep the player moving forwards. And those give health, and that can be a bit of a problem as well. So, but I love them; they're really fun, and also they're quite a good light source as well in certain spaces. So, you see, so I'm just sort of adding that cool blue light around them. It just sort of draws the player attention and keeps them moving. So now I'm back to 100 health. As a health file, I don't even need it, so I'm way over providing health at the moment. So from an aesthetics perspective, I quite like the idea of having these tunnels and stuff breaking through. That's bugged, I need to fix that. Where the Antlions are going to burrow through the walls and stuff like that. So I want to do more of that. I've done a bit more of that up ahead, as you'll see. Antlions kill each other if you're not careful, so the acid lines will kill the other ones, like you just did there. So that needs a bit correcting, but this is your typical, I need to deal with the enemy before I can cross the gap. The explosive barrel may be a bit much, to be honest, but where's he gone? There he is. Oops, pop that out. Okay, got your grenade. And then just sort of trying to get the player feeling a little nervy jumping over this. These two actually move, so you can't see. Just punt them out of the way, but yeah, anything to get the player sort of feeling like they're in danger when they're not really, but it's kind of fun. Oh shit, there we go. I'm going to no-clip back up there again, hang on a second. Cheating, but still. And then coming through here, having to make a decision, well, when do I take them off the beaten path? Having some goodies that you can pick up, but actually quite a pain in the arse to get over this fence and through. It's quite fun, because the players will spend quite a bit of time trying to do the power game as well, anyway. God bless power gamers. And through here, we're then doing collapse floor into Antlion tunnel. I did just have an Antlion run through there when you look down, which I thought was fun. But clearly I looked away then too quickly, so I might need to trigger that a bit earlier. but I'm using a trigger look for that just to make it run through. And then over here we've got some things to help you beef up before you head down. And at this point you'll then head down into the Antlion tunnels and into the caverns. It's a one-way drop, and then this will head more into the types of areas that I showed in my previous videos, with sort of ice tunnels, and I could make this slippery as well, so you sort of slide out the end of it. I might do that, and then and then we'll be into sort of more tradition, and then I want to come back to this type of environment in the next area, so you're sort of popping in and out of these warehouses and stuff like that. So I'm really happy with how it's coming along. That's all I have for now. Thanks for listening.